needs, such as divorce, custody, alimony, and child support. For over a decade, we have helped thousands of men with these types of issues. We even have an appellate division ready to challenge a judge's ruling. If you need a family law attorney, go to divorcemenonly.com. Divorcemenonly.com. Offices, Jacksonville.
WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Renovations are underway at the golf club at Southampton, but that doesn't mean you still can't come out and hone your game. The practice facility is open Tuesday through Sunday with a great membership offer to work on your game year-round. Log on to golfsouthampton.com or check out their Facebook page. Work on your tee game, iron play, shots around the green, and of course your putting. It's all there and a great way to stay fresh until they unveil fresh new greens in October. Check it all out at the golf club at Southampton. Call 287-PLAY.
This is Hayes Carlion for First Florida Credit Union. I went to the branch on 210 to get my car loan and had a fantastic experience. I got a great rate and was in and out. The online banking services are also outstanding. Depositing checks through the mobile app is fast and efficient. First Florida Credit Union was voted Best Credit Union in the Best of Bold City Community Choice Awards for 3 years running, and it's easy to see why. You need to be banking with First Florida Credit Union. They're enriching people every day. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Opportunity Lender.
It's summertime, and Aleve is here to keep you on the go. Whether it's planes, trains, or automobiles, Aleve's got your back with up to 12 hours of back pain relief. With just one dose, you'll get to your destination and be ready for your next adventure. So pack your sunscreen, your shades, and your Aleve. No matter where your final stop, Aleve will keep you moving. From sunup to sundown, Aleve's got your back this summer. Feel Aleve. Use as directed for minor aches and pains.
Are you looking for a place to outfit your truck or van? It's Catlin Truck Accessories. For 105 years and 4 generations, Catlin is the name you can count on. This is Keith Catlin, and we know trucks and vans too, from Lear toppers, ladder racks, van shelving, strobe lighting, roll and lock bed covers, and everything in between. If you want quality products and great customer service, there's only one name. It's Catlin.
Who can you count on? Count on Catlin.
For 105 years, you can count on Catlin.
I used to feel anxious every time I needed a dentist. Long waits, surprise bills, it was exhausting, especially as a busy mom. After searching for a dentist I can trust, I found Harbor Dental Care. They got me in right away, treated me with kindness, and helped me set up a payment plan that fit my family's budget. If you want a dental home you can trust, book your visit at harbordental.care. That's HARBOUR dental.care.
I'm Jared Justice with your 1010XL Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update brought to you by Awaken 180. FSU coach Mike Norvell said senior defensive lineman Jordan Sanders will be ready to go for training camp. Seminoles training camp begins on the 29th. The Florida Gators have released their full basketball schedule, kicking things off with games against Miami, Jacksonville, and FSU in early November. Former Gator pitcher Liam Peterson has signed his $4.5 million contract with the Cleveland Guardians. Peterson was selected 19th overall in this year's draft. It's 93 degrees at 6 o'clock time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL, presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Let's go into the night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Well, there it is right there in the summertime. Time to sit back and unwind. No longer, not for yours truly, and this is not a complaint. It is anything but you. You, however, enjoy the rest of your summer. You got a lot of good time left this weekend coming up, all of August, and then we roll into September. But that'll do it. I got my fill over the weekend. Beached it up, golfed it up, beached it up, and just really got after it hard. And that's the way it should be. And now I, gear down a little bit on this Monday and Tuesday. And, yeah, I'm going to scream when that alarm clock goes off at like 10 of 7. on Wednesday morning. You're going to hear a loud ruckus in Bartram Springs. And again, I hope none of those gangs will come my way. It's a really unusual type of gang led by skateboards and bikes where you don't have to pedal. They go about 25, 30 miles an hour, and they go barreling right down the sidewalk. They don't look for you. You know, you hit them, it's going to be your fault, too. So got to have your head on a swivel. And certainly that'll be the case for the Jaguars players, as the competition is going to be pretty interesting. Or is it? I think for the most part, jobs are basically set for this football team. And I know you can say the same about all 32 clubs across the NFL, but you know, this is a good football team. And I think it's a good football team that has not received the respect that they deserve from the national media. And I hate banging that drum. I'm just not a big fan of it. However, this team won 8 in a row to close out the regular season. They won 9 and 10, and the game's on TV right now. I'm watching it as I do this program. They lost the game against Buffalo. They should have won. They lost the game against Buffalo because they did not run Bashal Tootin. That was a mistake. Okay? Rookie coach, it was a mistake. You can talk to me all about going on it and going for it on 4th down, not settling for a field goal, whatever it is. Okay, fine. But to me, not running Tootin. That was a big-time mistake. And I got to believe that that is something this entire football team has taken with them during the offseason. So it's great to have you with us, man. It's going to be a blast. It really is. It's going to be hot at the Miller Electric Center. For those who will be in attendance, it's not like the old days. If you haven't been out there, it's an incredible facility. It's the best in sports, period, the Miller Electric Center. And they have fans. You're undercover. You've got a gift shop. You've got food. You've got concessions. You've got restrooms. You've got it all right there for you. So I don't know about how to do it or where to do it. I know where to do it, jaguars.com. So register. Get on in and get out there, and hopefully you'll get an opportunity to watch them practice. The Cole Van Lannon announcement that came in yesterday is not a surprise. As a matter of fact, last week we talked a great deal about injuries, and overall, this is a relatively healthy football team. I mean, all of the attention is going to be on Travis Hunter. And again, when you get to him, I think the most important part of all of this is going to be how much burn does he really get during practice? All right. I would assume that it's going to be diminished. There's no reason to overdo it with him on defense. There's no reason to overdo it with him on offense. Okay. Sure, he has to practice. Sure, you want to get into a situation where you can coach him up. And I do believe that reps are incredibly important. But for a guy like him at this point, I think you can also say less is more. You know, whether it's mental reps, whether it's classroom work, whatever. You just don't want this guy to do too much early on. Well, that'll be the national appeal, right? Around here, the Cole Van Lannon announcement is massive. There's no way to sugarcoat it. Now, I know what Liam Cohen has said, and it feels like it's trending in the right direction. I mean, the Hall of Fame game is what? 10 days away. The Jaguars preseason game, first week, 17 days away. Think about that for a moment. That's petrifying. You have a game in 17 days, and, you know, they're going to practice against the Saints. They're going to practice against the Panthers. They're going to practice against the Buccaneers. I think the fact that they're doing that 3 times against 3 different teams, twice against Tampa, is absolutely far more important than preseason football games. I just really do believe that. But with Cole Van Lannon now, we don't know. It's all speculation. We just don't know. Can you get him ready for Cleveland? That would have to be the goal. It's what, the 27th day of July. Can you get Cole Van Lannon ready for opening day? And right now, I would have to assume that's 50-50. Now, the league for the Jags, it's actually the second week of September. All right, September 13th. So, you know, there's been some situations where it started right out of the gate in September, or if not the first weekend of September. Good news here. I guess it's starting later, or maybe it's been this way and I just haven't been aware of it. But it's September 13th, the home date here against the Cleveland Browns. So, we'll see what ends up happening there. It's the right knee. He's placed on the PUP, so he still counts against the 91-man roster. Again, the Jags have an extra roster spot because of what they're doing internationally speaking. But all of a sudden, it makes you wonder. All the Anton Harrison talk about him going from right to left, not going to happen. It's Walker Little, who was not played all that well. I thought when he was battling Cam Robinson, that was probably the best that Walker Little ever played at left tackle. And I think some would say that his best performances have been in a limited capacity over at right guard. He struggled mightily at right tackle. Okay. And again, I think casual fans just think it doesn't matter. He's an offensive lineman. Plug him in. No. It is night and day, the difference between the two. But all of a sudden, I mean, if you're playing a game this weekend, Walker Little is your starting left tackle. And your swing tackle becomes Chuma Edoga, a guy that, I don't think will make this team. All right. And if so, it's going to come at the expense of whom? A tight end, a running back. Do they keep only 3 running backs? I keep a 4th because, the way I look at it, I think the return game is critical for this football team. And Abdullah has a tremendous amount of experience when it comes to returning kicks. You don't want Bashal Tutin returning kicks. He's going to be your bell cow, right? And we always talk about the Parker Washington situation and punt returns. And, hopefully sooner or later they can get away with that or get away from that. But I think to start the year, there's no doubt he's going to be the guy who does it because he's so good. So you're talking about Walker Little and you're talking about Chuma Edoga. I don't think they'll add. I don't think they'll go out into the market and find a tackle who's on the street and bring him in. The only way that I could see something like that happen is if they get bad news on Van Lanen. Down the road here, a week or two, whatever, he just does not develop. And you don't know. I mean, remember a year ago with Caleb Bransaw. He went down, you're like, okay, maybe be a few weeks, maybe it'll be the entire training camp. He was never able to battle back. So that's a problem, though. And don't even try to get around it. It's the second most important position, arguably, in football. It certainly is on offense outside of the quarterback. Okay. The good news, we did not get an announcement on Chris Rodriguez. I said this last week as a 50-50 for the PUP list, and it did not happen. Now, it could happen tonight. It could happen tomorrow. Okay. It could happen Wednesday. Don't know. Don't have any idea at this particular time. But the fact that it wasn't announced when Van Lanen was announced, and also they announced Garrett DiGiorgio, the rookie offensive lineman out of UCLA, will begin training camp on the PUP list as well. The fact that Rodriguez is not on there, I have to look at this as a big-time positive. All right? Now, I have to imagine it's fluid. And again, it could change at any time. I don't expect to see him taking part in drills on Wednesday. I'd be very, very surprised if that was the case. I kind of envision him, off to the side. I think that'll be the deal there. And I kind of believe the same thing's going to happen for starting nickelback Jordan Lewis. That would be my guess, that those two are not involved really in anything that is team-related and may not be involved in any individual drills right out of the gate the last couple of days of July. But the fact that they're not on the PUP, I think you have to look at that right now as good news. So this is a healthy football team. I mean, it really is. We're not even talking about Patrick McCarry, who played last year hurt. We're not talking about Brenton Strange, who missed significant time. We're not talking about Trayvon Walker, who had a wrist and a knee. At last conversation, with Trayvon Walker. The knee was fine, and the wrist was almost fine. Have to believe it's been, 6 weeks or so since we spoke with Trayvon Walker. I got to believe that hand is about perfect as we move in, really, to the beginning part of training camp. Okay, here's what we're going to do. And this is going to be a lot of fun because, if you're not amped right now, then I need to know why. Okay? I don't ask for negativity. I don't, especially with this football team, because they've had so many down years in the franchise's history. Right now, this is up and up and up and up and up. Again, you went from 18.8 points a game scoring in 2024 to 27.9 a year ago. You improved by 9.1 points a game on offensively. That's 2 possessions. And you and I both know there's a lot of room for improvement on that offense. There's a lot of room, or at least let's use the word consistency when talking about this offense. Again, we'll get to that on the other side. Defensively, too, they shaved. My goodness, did they ever. They went from 25-6 to 19-8. They shaved 5.8 points a game off their defense. Let's add it up. 9.1, 5.8. Folks, do you realize that the Jaguars' points scored, points allowed from 2024 to 2025 was 14.9 points. A touchdown and a 2-point conversion. 15 points a game. Think about that. 15 points a game under a first-year head coach, a first-year offensive coordinator, a first-year defensive coordinator, a first-year general manager, a first-year president of football operation. 15 points a game. That is absolutely spectacular. Okay? And at least offensively, I think he can get better. I don't know if they'll get better on defense. Where did they go from 9 to 31 takeaways? They were number 1 rushing defense. But anyway, so your daily life, your job, whatever it is, if you're anything but just thrilled about what's going on around here, I'd like to hear from you. I'd really be surprised. 641-1010. That is the way to join us on the text line brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures. Also, let's welcome in those watching on YouTube. That is 1010XL into the night. All right, when I come back, I want to look at a couple of other major situations, in my opinion, that involve the Jaguars training camp. And I think you'll be interested. And as well, we're going to hear from you, grab your commentary and your thoughts as we move closer to camp 2026. Hey, you need good eyes, right? You do. And that is not going to be an issue for me out at training camp. I got 20/20. I'm locked and loaded and ready to roll. You want to move them out to that other field? I'm going to be able to see numbers, and I'm real happy about that. I'm surprised that there's some of you out there who still play the role of, I'll get to it. I'll deal with it when it... No. Make yourself an appointment today. Get the latest prescription as far as contacts and glasses are concerned. And better yet, find out how healthy your eyes are. And when you meet with the good folks at Shmunez Vision, you may be a candidate for laser eye surgery. Just imagine the rest of your days having 20/20, never having to go look for your readers, never having to deal with passing out with your contacts in, just having 20/20 vision. 37 plus years of experience. Dr. Neo Shmunez, Dr. Catherine Shmunez, Dr. John Hunt. Check them out online, Shmunez Vision. Also go to Instagram, get all the testimonials at Shmunez Vision. All right, folks, it is here. Who's ready? We got a lot to do. It's a Monday edition. We call it Into the Night.
What are you two doing here?
Dan Hicken and Jeff Prosser.
They're volunteers. They're here out of the kindness of their heart.
They're volunteers because no one will pay them. They are incompetent.
They are the Drill.
Yes, well, that is a little sensitive, isn't it?
Mornings on 1010XL.
Renewal by Anderson is celebrating America's 250th anniversary by giving $250 off every window and door. Plus, 0 down, no payments, and no interest for 18 months. You're getting American craftsmanship and their signature service. This offer ends July 31st. Renewal by Anderson, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit bestwindowsflorida.com to schedule your free consultation.
License number CGC 1527613.
You may not be able to control the air you breathe on the outside, but you certainly can on the inside of your home. Just call Florida Home AC and ask about the Remy Halo. It's the next generation of air quality technology. Call 777-4300 for Florida Home AC.
He's the former Jacksonville beat reporter, and he still knows your team well.
Oh, you don't say.
He's Pete Prisco, Thursday afternoons on The Frangie Show.
This I gotta see.
Brought to you by Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles on 1010XL.
Hey, Googans, Hicken here. You want to win wings from Mr. Chubby's or tacos from Taco Lou? How about some chocolate from Peterbook? All we need you to do is tell us more about you by filling out the 1010 listener survey at 1010XL.com. What kind of vehicles do you drive? Are you a business owner? What part of 1010XL do you like the most? We want to get to know you better so we can serve you better. Go to 1010XL.com, fill out the survey, and you could be a winner.
Hi, I'm Sean Monahan from Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach. Since 1977, we've been Jacksonville's local family jeweler with a beautiful selection of fine jewelry and certified diamonds. But we're also Jacksonville's leading buyer of gold, silver, and diamonds from the public. Gold has recently hit an all-time high at over $4,000 per ounce. Pay bills, buy something fun. Now is the time to sell your gold for cash and get top dollar or trade it in for a new piece and get even more at Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach.
Hey folks, Mike Dempsey here for Dandy Foods, a Jacksonville family business for nearly 70 years. Heck, I've been talking about them for over a decade. The Thompson family secret, Dandy is never frozen. Always fresh baked bread with quality meats and cheeses. No dry, crumbly subs here, only soft and tasty deliciousness. When I see that logo with the little guy with the cane on the label, it tells me I'm getting a trusted brand and a quality sandwich. So do what I do, stop in at a Circle K and make yours a Dandy today.
Joe C. here. I tried playing handyman with my sprinklers and French drain, and royally failed. So I called Clearwater Irrigation and Drainage, and John Haney came out personally, just like he'll do for you.
You know it. And for a limited time, my good buddy Joe C's coming too.
Huh?
Ain't that right, Joe?
I gotta go to the game.
Joe? Go.
Clearwater Irrigation.
At least do this part.
And drainage too.
ClearwaterJacks.com. 1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
They don't make them like they used to.
When the weather is high and touch the sky, you got women on your mind.
All right, we got a lot to do. It's good to have you with us. Jared Justice is there. How you doing, young man? You chased the brown water around this weekend.
Oh, it was gin this time.
What?
Yeah.
What a dramatic change at such an early age.
Oh no, it depends on the day. If it depends on the goal. If I'm entertaining, gin is typically the go-to.
All right, so you were running and ripping then. So you go to the gin.
Yeah.
If you just want to get after it, make it all about yourself, that's when you go to the bourbon.
Yeah, typically.
Okay. Had a couple Bloody Marys yesterday at the Blue Crab House. They're off today. They'll be back at it tomorrow. But that was it. No liquor, no Baileys, no nothing. Just nothing but beer. Went with Bud Lights this time around and enjoyed them. Beach to what aged. Okay, I'm easy when it comes to that. Tonight's show brought to you by the good folks over at the Miller Electric Company. They are absolutely sensational. Of course, they have the best facility in all of sports. Well, we will be all throughout training camp and the regular season at the Miller Electric Center. But they're hiring. They are consistently recognized as one of the top companies in Duval. They've been doing it for more than 96 years. So let me give this to you. Miller Careers. Check them out right now. If you think you're an undervalued and underpaid electrician, okay, Miller Careers. If school is not for you, you've tried college, you can't afford college, you just don't think it's taking you anywhere, MillerCareers.com. If you're looking to perhaps change your career, maybe you've hit a roadblock, maybe you're doing something, you're like, this isn't satisfying. This isn't enough, MillerCareers.com. So all sorts of different positions, entry positions, already if you're qualified positions, they'll train you on the spot, top pay, incredible benefits, and maybe the best part, what an unbelievable culture. We only talk about culture when it's bad, right? When teams lose. What about a positive culture? I know a lot of folks at the Miller Electric Center or the Miller Electric Company, and I have for quite some time. And it is a wonderful place to work. So, again, for all the details, just go to Miller Careers. All right, getting a lot of stuff in on big play Zay. Zay Jones, apparently in for a visit today. What does that mean? We'll see. Don't know if he's lost a step or two. Could he be a number 5 wide receiver as opposed to the 2 young draft picks? And, Tim Jones is still here. Tim Jones, valuable in the fact that, he's a 4-core special teamer. Although I try to be as honest as I always am. I feel like I never see Tim Jones make plays on special teams. I don't know about Zay. We'll see what ends up happening here. But he made some, and you know what? There's not a better guy. Okay. Again, he fits the description of the locker room, a guy who loves football, a guy that all of that you hear from James Gladstone. I mean, that is Zay Jones. So, we'll see what ends up happening. To me, I think the one big position of need remains an edge. Who is the number 3 edge? I'm actually going to talk with BJ Green on Friday. All right. Well, so we'll get right after him. Tomorrow I'm going to talk with Albert Regis. I'm looking forward to that conversation because I have a feeling he's got an opportunity, not a feeling, but he's got a true opportunity to, take up some snaps on that interior defensive line. But for me, it's about the edge. Who is the number 3 guy? Is it Green? Is it Danny Strigow? Can you get away with it if, in fact, Armstead is healthy and creates enough pressure, from inside? I don't know. Wesley Williams at times was inside at the Shrine Bowl game this year. And again, Jacksonville, even though I hated this with Trent Baalke, Jacksonville has done a couple of things here now where they go out and they get Caleb Ransaw as a corner. They're going to ask him to play safety. Can Williams be a multiple, let's say, versatile defensive lineman? Again, as a rookie, all of this is wide open at this particular time. But I look at a guy like Jadeveon Clowney, who's on the street. What can he give you? How much is he going to cost? Can he give you 15 snaps a game? Can Hassan Reddick give you 15 snaps a game? Can Joey Bosa give you 15 snaps a game? Can they get to the quarterback? And you don't need him here today. Frankly, you don't need him here until a month from now. These are veterans. These are professionals. These are guys who know how to take care of their body. These are guys who have seen it all. Can they be productive? Period. That's it. I mean, none of this learning curve. No. It's what can you do? Can you get to the quarterback? So I still think that is something that this football team has to address. And I think it'll only be a matter of time until they do. All right. How do you take the next step? Again, you won 8 in a row and 9 of 10. We talked about improving by 15 points a game. everything this team did well a year ago. We know it's going to be more difficult with a first-place schedule. We know it's going to be more difficult with the fact that you've arrived. People are aware. The NFL is aware of who you are. You know it's going to be more difficult that you only have 6 games that you're going to play here in Jacksonville, right? That means 12 on the road. So what do you have to do? Well, I'll tell you, for starters, man, your quarterback needs to be elite. All right? More than consistent. He needs to be elite. And he was during the last 6 games of the year. And he was, for the most part, during the second half of the year. It was problematic early on. He was not on the same page with Liam Cohen and vice versa. Guess what? They absolutely were late in the season. Can you get that consistency week 1 from him? And on top of that, is Liam Cohen in a position where he is becoming one of the great coaches in the NFL? I think we're in a time period right now where this must be the weakest group of coaches that the NFL has ever seen. Seriously. I mean, where are the great coaches? Where are the Hall of Fame coaches? You got one in Andy Reid. You may tell me John Harbaugh. Okay. Who's a Hall of Fame coach? I mean, Belichick's gone. Carroll's gone. Tomlin's gone. Who? So, I mean, this is ripe. And I think Liam Cohen will be the first to tell you, and he'll be asked about this, how much you actually do improve from year 1 as a head coach to year 2 as an NFL coach. I think he's the right guy. And I think this offense this year is going to be nothing short of outstanding, even after the strides and everything that they did a year ago. But this is where Jacksonville is. It starts with the coach and it starts with the quarterback. Those two have to become elite. I also firmly believe this. The offseason is filled with what? Lists, rankings. Jacksonville is so underappreciated. Or is it legit? Jacksonville doesn't have great players. Jacksonville does not have elite players. It's time. It's time for the good players to become great. It's time for the great players to become the very best at their position. If you go to position groups and you look at top 5, okay, is Jacksonville top 5 in any position group in the NFL right now? They're not. They're the number 1 rushing defense. So what? That defensive line is not going to be recognized as one of the top in the NFL. And let's get into the personnel. All right? You have a top 5 running back. Do you have a top 5 wide receiver? Do you have a top 5 offensive lineman? Do you have a top 5 quarterback? Do you have a top 5 defensive lineman, linebacker, or member of your secondary? It's time. It is. It's time for Jacksonville to have superstars. It's time for Jacksonville to have players on their roster that are absolutely the best in the league. Where are you going to draw from? Well, let's begin with Travis Hunter. That's obvious. As great as Josh Hines Allen is, I think he's firmly set where he's at. Maybe a top 10 rush end. Maybe. Most likely a top 15 rush end. Are you going to get it out of one of your wide receivers? Are you going to get it totally unexpectedly out of your backfield, which I think most believe will be by committee? We shall see. But if you just look at what has gone on as of late, and I know the last 2 years will say, well, Ballou, you can win a Super Bowl without a franchise quarterback. Okay? Darnold and Hurts. I happen to think Hurts is better than a lot of other people. I still am not ready to buy in. I still believe you need a franchise quarterback. You need an outstanding quarterback to win a Super Bowl. What else do you need to have? You need to have the best of the best. Look at Seattle. Look at that defensive line. All right. Look what Njigba did at wide receiver. Look at their just look at their secondary. Okay, go back to Philly 2 years ago. Barkley had just a sensational year. But again, go to the ditch in Philly. Look at what Philadelphia did. Their combination of their offensive and defensive line. So that's something that Jacksonville needs to have happen as well. And I think there's candidates on this team that can do that. I absolutely believe that is the case. But someone needs to move forward. And you would hope that 2 or 3 guys at some point are able to move forward and become absolutely one of the best at their position. I think that's a big part of it this year for the Jags. Okay, we got much more to get into. If you want to join us, you can. 641-1010. That's the best way to do it on our text line, which is brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures. Also tonight on YouTube, you can join us. 1010XL Into the Night.
It's your turn to talk, and we're listening.
Oh, you don't say.
If you got something to say, holler at Hacker. Monday nights from 8 to 10 on 1010XL.
Truck accidents can happen and can be devastating. Founded in Jacksonville, Edwards & Raggets is proud to serve the 904. If you've been seriously injured in a truck accident, protect yourself and your family by understanding your rights and legal options. Our attorneys are experienced in handling complex truck cases and can guide you through this. No fees unless you recover damages. Call 904-INJURED or visit 904injured.com.
Edwards & Raggets, offices Jacksonville.
Elbow pain, whether acute or chronic, can make it difficult to do normal activities like playing sports, doing household chores, or even sleeping comfortably. Dr. George Barr here, and no one wants to deal with pain without solutions on how to feel better. We've all heard of tennis and golfer's elbow, but there's plenty more that can cause pain, like osteoarthritis, muscle tears, and nerve entrapment. All are treatable at Barr Orthopedics. Getting you back to full health is our mission, and there's a number of different treatment options we can offer. Call us today or visit barrorthopedics.com.
Not everyone is built for a cubicle. At Local 234, apprentices get paid to learn hands-on skills like plumbing, pipe fitting, HVAC, the stuff Jacksonville runs on. No endless lectures, no massive student debt, just hands-on training, real jobs, and real pay. This is how you level up, by doing work that actually matters. Check them out at UA234.com. Proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Local 234. Make the right connection.
This is Jeff Middlecoff with Cogent Bank. My associate Ryan Salem and I joined Cogent Bank because we wanted to revolutionize the mortgage business, just like Cogent Bank has revolutionized the banking business. So Ryan Salem and I are able to leverage the power and stability of Cogent Bank to go out and find our clients the best investors, the best products, and the best rates in the entire country for your particular mortgage loan. Of course, you don't have to be a customer at Cogent Bank to take advantage of our mortgage services to buy or refinance your home. We offer jumbo loans, VA, FHA, conventional and investment loans. At Cogent Bank, we offer mortgages nationwide, so we can help you with a second home or help a family member who lives or is moving to another state. Call Ryan Salem or myself, Jeff Middlecoff, at Cogent Bank today, 904-442-9191, to see how we can help you with any of your mortgage loan needs, whatever or wherever they may be.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, Cogent Bank, NMLS ID 402296, Ryan Salem, NMLS ID 1182429, Jeff Middlecoff, NMLS ID 249086.
When you're experiencing sudden, unexpected dental pain, the last thing you want to hear is that your dentist can't see you until next week. That's why I'm so glad I found Harbor Dental Care. Whenever I call, they always find a way to see me within 24 hours, and they can usually fix whatever's wrong the same day. Plus, they have locations throughout Jacksonville, so no matter what side of town I'm on, I can always count on the same great care. If you want to find a dentist who believes in treating people right, learn more at harbordental.care. That's HARBOUR dental.care.
Hurricane season is here, and now is the time to make sure your property is ready. Weak, damaged, or overgrown trees can become a serious hazard when storms move in. Trust the experts at Lucas Tree Service with over 45 years of experience for professional tree trimming, removal, and storm preparation. Don't wait until a storm is on its way. Schedule your tree assessment today at lucastreeservice.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Hot town, summer in the city, back of my neck getting dirt and gritty. Been down, isn't it a pity? Doesn't seem to be a shadow in the city. All around, people looking half dead.
Come on, it's hot, it's hot, it's hot, it's hot, it's hot. I love it. I love it. Stay hydrated.
World. Go out and find a girl. Come on and dance all night. Despite the heat, it'll be all right.
Hydration is so important. It is. And the best way to figure out if you're dehydrated, it's pretty simple. If you're no longer peeing, that means you're dehydrated. And I played golf, man, early Saturday morning. And then we went off to the beach. And, man, I was just drilling beer after beer after beer. And I was mixing a couple waters here and there, but I just wouldn't pee. I'm like, damn, there's something wrong. So you got to add that in. I know it could be a pain adding in the water. I got it. But be careful out there. A special hello to the Blue Collar Nation. My gosh, man. You folks earning your pay, putting food on the table. That is brutal out there. It's going to be a hot training camp. I love it. I think it's great for these guys. I'd love to say it's going to be an advantage, but I don't know how much I can say it's going to be an advantage when you only have 6 freaking home games. So maybe they ought to just practice indoors, for crying out loud. Unbelievable. But that's not their fault. That's nothing that they can do as far as that is concerned. All right, big surprise for me on the cusp of camp. The Parker Washington deal's not done. I really thought it would. And I know Liam Cohen has talked about this, and he said so on our airwaves recently, and that it should not be overly alarming. But I don't want any type of distraction on this football team. Again, I think Parker Washington is about as much of a team guy as you'll ever find around here. Let me see the email. I'm going to be talking with Parker on Sunday. Okay, that's good news. So I'll on Monday's show, I'll have that for you. And I hate to even ask about the contract. That's the part I'm talking about. And these deals are so lengthy, and there's so much that goes into it. It's not like you just throw out a number and you throw into it what the signing bonus is and what the guaranteed money is. There's all sorts of different ways that contracts are written. I can't even imagine. I love to look at one, although I'm sure the more you read it, perhaps the more aggravating it will be. I mean, you really have to be an expert at this type of stuff. Again, it's so much more than just years, money, guaranteed money. That's not the way. Hey, for what it's worth, Albert Regis, I'm going to talk to on Wednesday. Anton Harrison Thursday. BJ Green II on Friday. Parker Washington Sunday. Monday, Danny Strigow. And then Tuesday, Brenton Strange. So that is what I have lined up, among so many other things. But you'll hear from them very early each and every night right here on Into the Night. That is the biggest surprise for me. The Parker Washington contract is yet to get done. Position battles. This is a mark of a good team, okay? The roster's set. Your starters are set. Your starting 22 is set. Frankly, your starting 24 is set. If you add a nickel or you go to 12 personnel or you go 3 wides or whatever it may be, you know who your starters are. Now, people will tell you that the biggest competition is going to be between Tootin and Rodriguez, okay? Competition, all right, but I think if healthy, these guys are both going to be a part of the rotation. And I'm not trying to make it seem as simple as, let's say, hockey, where you skate for 45 seconds and then a new line comes out. I'm not saying that. Some guy is obviously going to move ahead and become the starter and become the main ball carrier. I think that's going to be Bayshell Tootin. Okay? And remember, this guy had a 4.32 40. That's what he ran at the combine. And I think a lot of his focus a year ago was on not coughing up the football. Remember, that was really his only problem, if you will, coming out of Virginia Tech. He had one fumble a year ago in over 100 touches, if you combine rushing and receiving. Okay? So, competition maybe, but to me, it's at right guard. And this is going to be really interesting because the Macari situation, I would have cut him. I don't think he played well. I know he was hurt. I would have moved on. And they elected not to. And I think, and I've said it all off season, I think that this is for a variety of reasons. Number one, he was hurt. And he's a man. He didn't complain about it. You know, there's a lot of guys that are just going to, Brendan Sheriff did it a couple of years ago. There are guys that are really beaten up, and they're not going to let you know just how injured they are. Well, they knew that. The football team knew that. And if anyone knows anything about that offensive line, it's Baselli. And obviously, he had a major say in it. I think the other part, I think there's ego involved. This was a highly priced free agent acquisition. And, you know, they spent a lot of money on Diami Brown. That didn't work out. I think when you look at this and you're on the hook, he's one of your guys. It's, can we get him healthy? Can we get him better? I think that's part of it. Now, you enter Wyatt Milam. Is there an opportunity for him to take away this job? To me, it is the biggest position battle on the football field. I mean, you can make a case that maybe Caleb Ransaw could come in and take away the other safety position. You can maybe say out of nowhere, whether it's Combs or, I don't know, whoever at linebacker is going to unseat Ventrell Miller. Maybe it's Jalen McLeod. Maybe it's Parker Hughes. Okay, I don't see that either. It's so hard to change and knock a guy off and out of the offensive line when you're not hitting. You know who the best offensive lineman was, arguably, through camp a year ago? Chuma Edoga. I remember on this very radio station saying something along the lines of, well, I don't think there's any doubt about it. Once the regular season gets here, Chuma Edoga is going to be part of your starting offensive line. And guess what? Never happened that way. It's so hard to knock a guy out when you're not hitting. However, this year, you have practices against 3 different teams. How telling would it be if Milam is doing the job and Macari is not? Or what if Macari looks like a changed guy? Looks like a healthy right guard? I think you're going to get a little bit better of a taste as to where this offensive line is with the opportunity to practice against these 3 teams. To me, it's far more valuable than, you know, meaningless preseason games. I'm also very interested in Brian Bacucci. You know, he's a guy that was there at UMass when Liam Cohen was there. There's a guy that he absolutely wanted to bring over last year. The Buccaneers blocked that move. His contract ran out. He brings him over as the run game coordinator. I think him working with Sean Surratt and that offensive line coaching staff with every single snap that was played on the offensive line a year ago, every single snap, they're all back. You didn't lose one guy. Well, right now, Cole Van Lanen's on the shelf, but you didn't lose one guy. So they're adding a brain, a massive offensive line brain to this thing. A hand-picked coach that I think can absolutely be a part of a, let's call it, difference maker with this offensive line. I have really high expectations. To me, it's still the biggest question mark on this football team. It's bigger than the deep ball. It's bigger than third down conversion rates. It's bigger than red zone offense. It's bigger than updoing, Trevor Lawrence's completion percentage. We've talked about all of this stuff. The screen game. They're going to have a better screen game this year. And a guy like Pacucci can absolutely help in the screen game. I know when you think of the screen, you think of maybe just the running backs coach. I think this is an underrated addition. One that's not getting a lot of play outside of Jacksonville. I think he can make a difference here. I really do. So to me, that'll be the biggest competition, but we're not going to be able to really tell anything until, you practice against the Saints, Panthers, and Buccaneers. So that's my way of looking at it right there. That is everything top to bottom for the 91 guys that they got who will be out there. Set aside Cole Van Landen on the PUP and Garrett DiGiorgio on the PUP list as well. My God, the Hall of Fame game is 10 days away. That is frightening. Can you believe that? In 10 days, we're going to be looking up and we're going to be watching a preseason football game on television. 10 days.
I feel like an addict, and I'm like slapping my veins, like tying off the cord. I'm ready.
Yeah. I mean, it almost feels like camp's not long enough. I mean, the Jags play in 17 days out in New Orleans. Again, I'm odd here. Judge, even around Judge Schmel's odd. I feel a little odd, all right, because I actually like camp. I like a long camp. I'm going to complain about it. You're never going to hear about it. I'm going to complain about it when I get up. Who the hell gets up before 7 a.m.? I'm going to complain about it. But once I drain some coffees and I get to the Miller Electric Center, man, I mean, I'm going to walk into the Miller Electric Center like Rosie O'Donnell walking into an all-you-can-eat buffet.
Streaming live from the XL Digital Studios. Polished by Harbor Dental Care. Official dental partner of the Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp.
Ace Carline here for Atlantic Infinity, and yes, I'm still loving my new QX60. Right now, you can lease one or lock in just 1.9% financing for 60 months, and every new Infinity comes with the Atlantic Infinity Promise. That's over $7,000 in added value. That's one of many reasons why I bought mine there. No pressure, no games, just a great experience. Make your next ride an Infinity from Atlantic Infinity. Visit AtlanticInfinity.com or the showroom near Atlantic and St. John's Bluff.
I'm Chris Campione. Auto accidents can leave you feeling lost and overwhelmed. But at Campione Law, we're here to guide you with a personal touch through every step of the process. We don't get paid unless you get paid. CampioneLaw.com.
Count on Campione, Campione Law.
It's Mike Dempsey. If you're thinking about a bathroom upgrade, maybe turning that old tub into a safer walk-in shower, check out 5 Star Bath Solutions. I shopped around, talked to several companies, and I chose 5 Star because their customer service was simply incredible. Responsive, honest, upfront about the entire project, and their pricing was even better than expected. When you're ready for a fresh look, better comfort, and a bathroom space you'll love using every day, schedule your free consultation at 5starbathsolutions.com and get the 5-star experience.
Celebrate the month of July with Zero Res and get 3 rooms of carpet clean starting at just $129 and take $75 off air duct cleaning as well. Hickett here. Book online at ZeroResJacksonville.com. Take advantage of the savings.
Step inside Twin Peaks, warm wood, stone accent, and the mountain retreat vibe that hits the second you walk in. Massive TVs line up every wall, turning every seat into front row views of all the action. ET here, and I'm staying here for a while because of the smell of the wings, the burgers, and the 29-degree draft beer chills and frosted mugs like it's straight from the center. The bar stays lively, and the Twin Peaks girls keep the whole place feeling fun and welcoming. For the ultimate sports lodge experience, it's always Twin Peaks. Eat, drink, scenic views.
Hi, I'm Sean Monahan from Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach. Since 1977, we've been Jacksonville's local family jeweler with a beautiful selection of fine jewelry and certified diamonds. But we're also Jacksonville's leading buyer of gold, silver, and diamonds from the public. Gold has recently hit an all-time high at over $4,000 per ounce. Pay bills, buy something fun. Now is the time to sell your gold for cash and get top dollar or trade it in for a new piece and get even more at Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach.
Hey Jacksonville, it's Fred Taylor. If you've been in an auto accident, you need a team who knows how to get you back on your feet and back to your life. At North Florida Medical Center, they don't just treat the injury, they treat the whole person, from physical therapy to pain management. North Florida Medical Center has a team of experts ready to help you heal and recover. I trust the team here at North Florida Medical Center, and you can too. So don't wait. Call North Florida Medical Center and get the care you deserve.
Longer days, warmer nights, and a backyard that brings everyone together. Spring and summer in Florida means pool days, backyard barbecues, and night swims under the stars. Pickett here. For nearly 50 years, Surfside Pools has been creating the backdrops for life's best memories. From weekly service and repairs to remodels, commercial maintenance, and new pool construction, Surfside does it all. Ready to float happy? SurfsidePools.net or call 904-246-2666. Surfside Pools. Summer starts here. License number CPC 044080.
I'm Matt Lennon with AB Signs. Every day your company vehicle is on the road. Is it bringing you customers? I turn trucks, trailers, and storefronts into powerful advertising. Make your business impossible to miss with AB Signs.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Let's go into the night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
All right, Vita Vea wants out. This has just been announced. Two-time Pro Bowler of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers says enough is enough. This is interesting, man. He's an expensive dude. A 4-year, $71 million contract. It's the final year. He's 31. Going to earn $17 million this year. I love Vita Vea. I mean, who wouldn't? He'll be 32. All right, he'll play this year at 31. He won't be 32 until February. You always wonder a little bit about guys who hit the age of 30. He's going to be expensive. It's one of those deals where if you get him, you're going to want to do exactly what James Gladstone did a year ago when he acquired Jacoby Myers and sign him to an extension. It says here, I thought he said state teams, and that's not the case. I'm reading the article now. It says he would prefer to play for the Raiders or a team in California. I saw something that said state team, so obviously, that would be here in Miami, but I haven't seen anything else on that, so we'll see. What's it going to cost to get him? That's one part of it. Get him, and he costs you $17 million. Now, you can certainly make that much more affordable under this year's salary cap by a signing trade, getting a deal done, giving him a massive signing bonus, and then really cutting down his cap figure this year. The very latest for the Jaguars here, according to Over the Cap, they're just over $8 million of salary cap space. Let me slide on over here and pull up Tampa Bay. Let's just take a look at what Vita Vea does. He's got to be the number one or number two. Okay, Vita Vea, yeah, $17 million is the base salary. Cap number is $22,194,000. I don't know how you do it. I'm sure they can do it. Again, I'm sure there's ways around it. I just don't know how. And, where are you? With everything we just said about a pass rush guy, to me, that's the clearest need, a third edge on this football team. Where are you when it comes to a guy like Vita Vea, who has been incredibly productive? But again, he's 31, final year of his contract, and what are you going to have to spend to get him? What does he command? You're not giving up a first-round pick. You're not giving up a second-round pick. Would Tampa Bay just say, all right, listen, Levante David's gone, Michael Evans is gone, Baker Mayfield wants a contract extension of well over $100 million. Todd Bowles has won the division, 3 out of 4 years, yet he's just a couple of games above 500 in his career. He enters this season on the hot seat in arguably the weakest division in pro football. I'd be surprised. I don't see it. I just don't. I don't see it. And, I just mentioned a guy like Brian Picucci. All right, where did he just come from? Tampa Bay. He saw Vita Vea a year ago. Liam Cohen was there 2 years ago. He saw Vita Vea. Now you got to start looking at the intangibles, right? Now you have to start asking the questions that this organization asks. Is he good for the culture? If you make a trade for him, is he going to come in here all pissed off because he doesn't have a future contract? Is he a guy who, just because of who he is, makes the ecosystem better? Everyone around him, just because of who he is. And where is he at this point in his career? How does he fit into this style of defense? We'll see. We will. It just came in, so I've never really gave this any consideration at all. But I'm sure there's a lot of people around the NFL and a lot of pro cities right now that are asking what if as well when it comes to Vita Vea. All right, let's get ready for our second hour. Let's do that. It's going to include your input. Right now is a great opportunity for you to get in. Anything that is Jaguars related, I've basically knocked out everything that I can think of. I can think of much more, but the primary stuff heading into training camp on Wednesday. If you'd like to comment on it, 2 ways that you can do so. YouTube, go to 1010XL into the night. You can also join us on our text line, which is 641-1010, brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures.
Who's right?
Well, that'll be me.
Who's loudest?
Hello?
Who cares? It's great radio. Fill up a plate with Joe, Matt, and Leon.
XL Prime Time.
Noon to 2 weekdays on 1010XL.
Jimerson Burr is a full-service, Florida-based commercial law firm that has experience and capabilities to handle any legal issue a business is confronted with. Learn more about what they can do for you at jimersonfirm.com.
It feels like every home services company in Jacksonville has been bought out by some big out-of-town firm, but not Superior Plumbing and Pipelining. We're still locally owned, still right here in Northeast Florida. That means no call centers and no corporate runaround when you call Superior Plumbing and Pipelining. Just experienced pros who live here, work here, and stand behind every job. From simple leaks to full pipe relining, you're getting real solutions from a team that actually cares about the community we all live and work in. Make the superior choice when you need a plumber. Request an estimate at superiorplumbingjacks.com.
Make Capital Glass and Shower Doors your premier choice for top-quality glass solutions. With over 40 years of expertise, their team specializes in commercial and residential projects. From elegant shower doors to modern frameless enclosures, they've got you covered. But that's not all. They also offer glass railing systems, glass wine cabinets, and much more. For unmatched quality and service, choose Capital Glass and Shower Doors. Your vision, their expertise. Visit online at capcoglass.com.
The flagship station of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Hey, I'll be home in about 10 minutes. Actually, make it 8.
Hey, Mom. Yep, I'm walking home now. Mom, I'm trying to cross, but I don't think this driver sees me. No, they're driving too fast. Mom!
Speeding catches up with you. Early, on time, a little late, just get there safely. A message from the Florida Department of Transportation's Target Zero initiative.
I'm Alan Tyre with Trust Line Mortgage. My business partners Bill Pappas and Ken Rimley want to thank all the top real estate agents and builders who refer us business every day. Thinking about buying or building a new home? At Trust Line Mortgage, we're here to make the mortgage process simple, clear, and stress-free. That's why First Coast residents have trusted us for more than 37 years. Since 1989, Trust Line Mortgage has been your local mortgage company dedicated to personal service. Real people, real conversations, and real solutions. Whether you're looking for a conventional, VA, FHA, or construction loan, Trust Line Mortgage brings over 4 decades of experience to help you. And did I mention we offer the most competitive jumbo rates in Florida? If you're ready to buy, build, refinance, or simply explore your options, call Trust Line Mortgage today at 904-381-LOAN or visit our website at trustlinemortgage.com. Trust your instincts and follow the line to Trust Line Mortgage.
Trustline Mortgage, NMLS 331480. Alan Tyre, NMLS 246490. Bill Pappas, NMLS 218443. Ken Remley, NMLS 246445.
Hunting season in Northeast Florida is just around the corner, and Green Acres Sporting Goods has been serving Jacksonville hunters for over 55 years. And right now, you can lock in a summer deal on an AR-style 12-gauge shotgun for just $299. And while you're there, check out the largest archery pro shop in Northeast Florida and test shoot the newest bows by Hoyt and Matthews. Shop today at Green Acres Sporting Goods.
Are you looking for a place to outfit your truck or van? It's Catlin Truck Accessories. For 105 years and 4 generations, Catlin is the name you can count on. This is Keith Catlin, and we know trucks and vans too, from Lear toppers, ladder racks, van shelving, strobe lighting, roll and lock bed covers, and everything in between. If you want quality products and great customer service, there's only one name. It's Catlin.
Who can you count on? Count on Catlin.
For 105 years, you can count on Catlin.
For lost or broken keys or nearly any make and model of vehicle, call 722-1111 for
Instant Keys. Instant Keys. You don't have to go to the dealer. Instant Keys comes to you.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch.
Please.
Let's go into the night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Unwind, such a great word.
Here it is, a groove slightly transformed. Just a bit of a break from
Will Smith,
just a little something to break the monotony of all that
lyricist,
dance that has gotten to be a little bit out of control. It's cool
actor,
to dance, but what about a groove that soothes and moves romance?
musician,
Give me a soft, subtle mix. And if it ain't
Street Fighter's got a mean right-handed slap. The great Will Smith, man. I haven't heard much of him as of late. Summer has come and gone for us here at 1010XL and 92.5 FM. Not complaining, though. We are ready. You enjoy the rest of yours, no doubt about it. Hey, what a bizarre story with Michael Lombardi. All right. At UNC, he worked with Belichick in Cleveland. He worked with Belichick in New England. You know, he came in as kind of the czar at UNC, really made a jackass out of himself early on by calling UNC the 33rd NFL team. And then it was revealed that New England Patriots scouts weren't allowed on the campus of UNC. I mean, just really petty. And, you know, I always liked Michael Lombardi on VSiN, okay? I mean, I thought he was kind of a glory cut guy, taking advantage of his name, incredibly arrogant, but okay to listen to. Are we really surprised that he's being investigated right now by the College Sports Commission, which is basically compliance that looks at everything in the NCAA, and now a huge focus is the NIL. Remember, it used to be the NCAA and the dreaded lack of institutional control. Well, now that is completely upside down with the NIL. You would think it would be hard to break rules with the NIL, it's not. And he's on paid administrative leave. Apparently, there's been a complaint to the human resources on him as well by a former North Carolina Tar Heel employee. I got to say this, all right? And you know I love the spirit of gaming. And I do. The people who are associated with it, I'm friends with a few of them. I've always followed it. It's big to me. But you have to put in the word shady, okay? Why would you hire a guy who gave up everything football related and basically became a paid, glorified handicapper in the world of sports gaming? And Belichick brought him in. And now all of a sudden, I mean, you've had some big time issues. Let me see if I can find it. I found this quote a little bit earlier today. It's from the late Al Davis. This is on Mike Lombardi. This was back in 2008, and I quote the late Al Davis. Quote, Mike Lombardi has been fired from every job he's ever had. Every job. He can't get a job. Last year, he was fired from a job he was working for nothing. He was fired from Denver. But he does have ability. He does have some ability. End of quote. So, there you go. Latest there. Michael Lombardi. Do you know him? You run into him at all in any of your Vegas escapades? I mean, did he live out there, or did they zoom in from another part of the country?
I mean, we were associated, my previous station, we were associated with VEASAN. So every once in a while, they'd bring in all the VEASAN people, like, in studio. Before they got the Circa, they were out at the South Point, and so they'd bring it in, and we'd have to have meetings and stuff like that. So, like, I've met him in passing.
Yeah.
But he always, I think you nailed it with, like, definitely seems like his bleep don't stink type of guy.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I actually liked him when he was on. I listened to him, but, you know, the great thing about these handicappers, and you know, we'll bring back the Philly Godfather here coming up, and Rafael Esparza and what have you, whether they set the lines or whether they are professional gamblers, is their body of work, right? And people do it differently, and it's really changed now with algorithms and plugging stuff into a computer and just doing it that way. But I remember years and years and years ago, someone said it, and I don't remember who, but I thought they were so wrong. They're like, well, fantasy football takes skill. Professional gambling on football is luck. And I'm like, what are you talking about? That is so pathetically stupid. It's not luck. Now, sure, you can not care at all and put $100, just look at a game and do it. But that's fine. But I'm talking about professionals here who spend a heck of a lot more than $100 on a game, and they look at it from every possible angle. 2 in a row on the road, 3 in a row on the road, 1 o'clock, 4 o'clock. Where did they play the week before? Monday night, Thursday night. Rain, wind, indoors, outdoors, cold weather, warm weather, injuries. I mean, just so many different things that play into it. It's not luck. It's a skill as well for those who really take it seriously. But it's shady. I mean, let's face it. It's shady. Who was it? Who's the guy that I read? The former Sports Illustrated author, Perlman, Jeff Perlman. Really, really. Yeah, you can tell that Perlman's trying so hard to become a guy who's revered, and he wants to get mentioned in that breath as like some of the greatest members of the media of this era, and he's really trying to be controversial. I happen to like him. He's the one who wrote the article on John Rocker. That was just scolding. I mean, Rocker crossed every imaginable line that you could. And he was primarily a baseball writer with Sports Illustrated, but he went after McAfee the other day, and I'm trying. Oh, I know what it was. It was on the LeBron. It was on the LeBron signing that he was sourced, and McAfee, who makes what $40 million a year, turned around and put a large wager on LeBron going to the 76ers.
Yeah, he literally had Shams on his show and then immediately put the bet in, and Perlman sitting there going like, "How is this ethically fine?
Mm-hmm.
Like, is nobody going to investigate this?"
No, they're not. And we've talked about Rossini, who had a vote. What if Rossini cost Cohen cash? What if Cohen had a clause in his contract that said, if you get Coach of the Year, we're going to write you a check for $500,000. What if there was, and Rossini, as we know, voted for Vrabel. Okay, well, what if she didn't have Cohen in her top three? Isn't that a total conflict of interest? Doing something that you absolutely should not do, and you did it anyway. Again, and there's only like 50 votes here. This isn't that asinine SEC rankings that we saw that someone voted Kentucky to win the SEC. Honestly, that individual should be recognized, and that individual should never be allowed to vote again. How can you vote for Kentucky to win the Southeastern Conference? And again, it's not that big of a deal because it's some guy walking around who's got a podcast who does it on Big Blue, right? The hills of Kentucky, bourbon and hoops and, football. So anyway, my point on all this, I have no problem with members of the media, talk show hosts, any of these people who are involved with gambling. Hell, I do spots for DraftKings. They want to pay my mortgage? Sure. I'll do some ads for them. I love it. I don't gamble. I haven't gambled in 10 years. But to hire a guy to run your program who's got that in his past? Wow. And, it's kind of gone really not noticed because he's got a 26-year-old girlfriend, and they won 4 football games. They're a terrible program. To me, it's on par with Tom Brady being the minority owner of the Las Vegas Raiders. If Brady was a minority owner of the Patriots, can you imagine the rage in the NFL? Or if all of a sudden, well, let's just say hypothetically that Fernando Mendoza is it, okay? And Brock Bowers stays healthy and everything turns positive for the Raiders, and they become a dominant football team in the most difficult division, arguably, in football, and they become a perennial playoff team. Same people who say nothing now about Tom Brady, they're going to start to say, wait a minute, what's going on here? How can Tom Brady get away with this? How can he do this? The fact that the Raiders are not relevant is the reason why he does get away. So, oh, man. Michael Lombardi, what a weird story. The Kyle Shanahan story is weird, too. A head-on collision 2 weeks ago, and no one knew about it? That's just, that's bizarre. In today's world where, we know everything. Within 5 minutes, we knew that Tiger Woods had gotten pulled over. Within 5 minutes. Same state. Shanahan, concussion, broken nose, 3 broken ribs, broken hand, 40-plus stitches. Apparently a head-on collision. 2 full weeks went by. No one knew anything about it. A lot of people now are uncovering rocks in California, trying to find out exactly what happened here. Just a bizarre day in sports, that one. Then you look at Eric Bieniemy's wife who gets shot by their son.
Yeah, that was really sad. That's right near where my almost all my extended family lives in Kansas City. And that's like literally like a block and a half from my sister's house. It was like, yeah, she said it was like super, super scary.
Yeah, I was on ESPN.com this morning. I'm not a fan of ESPN television outside of games. I'm still a big fan of ESPN.com. But the top 3 stories was the enemy's wife gets shot, UNC places Belichick, his aide Lombardi on paid administrative leave, and then the situation with Mike Shanahan. I was like, wow, what a Monday. I mean, 1, 2, and 3 right there in front of you. Now you can add to that the big story that's piped in over the last 45 minutes. That's down the road in Tampa, Vita Vea requesting a trade. If you want to jump in on that, ladies and gentlemen, you can. 641-1010, brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures, also on YouTube tonight, 1010XL into the night. All right, let's look here. Let's come back and let's grab some of your thoughts. It's a really an outstanding opportunity for you to throw out anything that is on your mind, Jaguars related. Let's get to them, and we'll do so on the other side.
This is Duval. This is Jacksonville Sports Radio, 1010XL.
Ballou here for Smunez Vision. Why Smunez Vision? Well, I've been with Dr. Neil Smunez now since I got back to Jacksonville in 2006. 37 years of experience he has. Smunez Vision is a family organization that focuses on personal high-quality medical and surgical eye care. Dr. Catherine Smunez is fellowship trained in cornea and cataract surgery and all refractive surgery. Combined, that's 30 years plus in laser eye surgery. Visit SmunezVision.com today. Here you can see.
Hello, all you Jacksonville sports fans. Don here from Taco Lou. If you're in the mood for some great tacos, cold Dos Equis, maybe even a sip of some fine tequila, then the Lou is calling your name. Come out to Jack's Beach and experience what many have dubbed the #1 taco in the 904. There are plenty of great taco joints in town, and we're proud to have been around for this long, and we have only you, the fine people of Jacksonville, to thank for helping us grow and become who we are today. Cheers to you, Jacksonville, and thank you from the Lou crew. Taco Lou in Jacksonville Beach.
The Swamp is hot. Coaching, recruiting, winning and losing. Catch the Gator Buzz on the Gator Report. Several times a week on 1010XL. Built by Cash Building Material. Windows and doors done right. Keeping Gator Nation in the loop.
David Garrard here. Playing in the NFL can put a lot of wear and tear on your body, especially your knees. Southeast Orthopedic Specialist has kept me mobile and ready to tackle every day.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialist.
This is former NFL quarterback David Garrard. If your knees have taken a beating and you're finally ready to do something about it, then let Southeast Orthopedic take a look. Come on, do your knees a favor.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialist.
Mark Watson with Hardball Creative. If you have a school, team, or group that would benefit from a team store, you're in luck because we now offer team stores. Check us out at hardballcreative.com.
Hardball Creative. Hardball does it all.
Key Buick GMC, proudly family-owned and operated since 1943. On Southside and JTB, for a limited time, Key Buick GMC has marked down select new GMC Sierra 1500 models. Below employee pricing, you pay less than what our employees pay. Plus, at Key Buick GMC, every new vehicle comes with our lifetime powertrain warranty. Visit us or shop online at keybuickgmc.com. We are professional-grade. Lifetime powertrain warranty covers engine, transmission, drive time only. Exclusions apply. See dealer for details.
Lauren Brooks here. If you're like most of us at 1010XL, you have a list of things you want to get done before football season begins. Make an appointment today to check out Closets by Design's new showroom on Phillips Highway, especially the awesome man cave with a full bar. Closets by Design can customize the perfect entertainment space for you to gather for game days. Call 904-878-9393 to schedule your free in-home design consultation and get 40% off plus an additional 15% off and free installation, or visit closetsbydesign.com.
America's turning 250, and Superior Fence and Rail is celebrating in true red, white, and blue style. For a limited time, save $250 on your new fence. Give your home the freedom, security, and curb appeal it deserves. Celebrate America with a fence built to last. Offer valid on new contracts for 100 linear feet or more. Cannot be combined with other offers.
When you're on the fence, about a fence. SuperiorFenceandRail.com.
Summertime is here, and that means it's grilling season. Now, before you overpay at the big box stores, make a stop at Houston's Meat Company on Main Street in Jacksonville. For more than 50 years, Houston's has been Jacksonville's local butcher shop, serving up quality meats, incredible prices, and the kind of service you just can't find at the grocery chain. Steaks, burgers, chicken, ribs, whatever's on the grill this weekend, Houston's has you covered. Shop local, grill better. Follow Houston's Meats on social for updated weekly specials.
For the greenest, luscious lawn on the block, choose the local legends, Roundtree Sod. Don't just settle for ordinary. Let Roundtree Sod deliver you a picture-perfect lawn. To get a free estimate, call 7414-SOD. 7414-SOD.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Saw Squeeze, free show. I think it was Fort Lauderdale Beach. Might have been Daytona. I don't remember. Way back when. Hey, we'll have you covered mornings until high noon. Live from the Miller Electric Center once training camp gets underway. So the drill and Jaguars today, plus many of us will be out there tweeting. If you want to follow me on Twitter, you can, Ballou1010XL. I'll be tweeting out what I see, and I'll have at least one interview after every single practice, not to mention those who will meet at the podium, including Liam Cohen and several of the players as well. So that all gets underway on Wednesday. Fired up for it. All right, let's grab some of your stuff. 0041 Ballou. So judging from the advertisement, I see we still have tickets to sell for the 40,000 seat experience, and you don't think Pittsburgh will have 20,000 F-bomb fans in the stadium? This is stupid when we finally have a good team. Not if the Jaguars snatch up those seats. I told you, I've had 8 knucklehead buddies of mine from Boston want to come down. They know I got a 5-bedroom home and that no one's there anymore except for me and the GF. And I'm like, trying to find an excuse. Like, nah, you don't want to come down now. It's crazy, man. There's no place to tailgate. There's no place to do this. I don't want to give up 8 seats to New England Patriot fans. So, I'm not a good liar. We'll see if I get caught in it. 3876 wasn't playing Gabbert quoted as one time as saying, who's Mike Lombardi? I'll have to look into the, archives on that. Blaine Gabbert. 5496. Ballou, did you see, is it Grable, this little puppy talking to the press? Have a great day. Is that Vrabel instead of Grable? Did Vrabel have a puppy with him at training camp? I don't know anything about this. He said Grable. I'm wondering if he meant Vrabel. Don't know. 35-25. Ballou, look at the schedule. Jags play the Steelers on Monday Night Football here at the bank. Thought they were no lights. No, they're going to be putting up temporary lights. Yeah. I know that was said for a while, including myself, that there'd be no night games because there'd be no lights, but we immediately corrected that. And they're putting up temporary seats. So, yeah, that is going to happen. Liam Cohen is a top 5 coach, but looking at the schedule of the Jags play, yada, thought there were no lights. Yeah, okay. Once again, another one of those coming in.
He brought a puppy to his first press conference, like somebody's first day at PR. Like, how do we make this about something else? Here, Mike, hold this puppy.
Can't go wrong. I mean, so that means that Mike Vrabel and his wife have obviously been watching a lot of rom-coms. Because, again, every rom-com guy overdoes it, outkicks his coverage, lands a babe, loses her somehow, buys a puppy, takes that walk on the beach, gets the babe back. Roll credits. Vrabel playing that role. Got to respect it. 84-46 below the past 10 seasons, minus last year, the Jaguars have been the definition of a screen-first offense. Yeah. And that was a forte for Liam Cohen's offense in Tampa Bay. And I expect that to really improve this year. I was surprised that the numbers were down the way that they were with Travis Achon. I'm kind of conflicted here. Do I call him Achon now after calling him ETN his entire career? He only caught 36 balls for 292 yards. I thought he would have caught a ton. Now, I expect that to go up big time this year with both Bayshell Tootin, and remember, no one in college football 2 years ago had more receptions out of the backfield than LaQuint Allen Jr. at Syracuse. Let me find it for you. I want to credit, I believe it's my buddy Daniel Griffiths. It is. Yeah, he reminded us of this late last week. Okay? LaQuint Allen Jr., 64 receptions, 521 yards, 4 touchdowns in 2024 for Syracuse. The Orange. They changed their name, as we know. Let me see. I wrote this down. Come on, where is it, Ballou? Third down snaps. Allen last year, 146. ETN, 52. Bayshell Tootin, 19. So right now, you believe Tootin is the bell cow, right? He gets the majority of the carries, first and second down. Third down is Allen time. And again, Rodriguez not put on the PUP list, at least not as of yet. So that is encouraging as far as I am concerned. 0464 Blue, very confident in this year's team. I watched in some of the podcasts this week and keep hearing that 3-word description, small market team. What is the true meaning of that term? There should be no definition in the NFL of a small market team because it's a salary cap and the rules are the same for everyone. Can big market teams make more money advertising wise? Can they make more money with local broadcasting rights and things like? Yes, but this isn't the Major League Baseball where you see teams that have played well like Pittsburgh and down the road in Tampa, and they don't have payrolls to compare with the heavies. Everything is set in the NFL. Now, I do believe, in a former world, in the 90s, I think it had an effect on Baselli not getting into the Hall of Fame when he did, and Jimmy Smith and Fred Taylor not getting in. Those games back then were not always broadcasted all across the country. There were times where, sure, you would miss the Jaguars and other small market teams. But now with social media and now with the broadcast rights, I mean, every sports bar, every bar you go to, every game is up. So I don't know why they would be talking about a small market team. Makes no sense to me. None. It's the one sport that I would argue with you. Again, I think it did have, I know it had its way, as I explained earlier in the franchise's history. Not today. What you got is lazy people. You got lazy members of the media who aren't interested in Jacksonville. And I get that. I understand it. But I lived in Chicago, where they have 5 teams. The White Sox were clearly 5th. Very few people, I mean, they had a nice little group, but they were clearly number 5. And we just had the SEC meetings last week, and I've been to a ton of those and ACC meetings. And again, when Tennessee and Alabama and Georgia and Florida, when those schools come up, you're wide-eyed and you're into it. When all of a sudden you hear that Mississippi State is coming up, you're like, oh, God, do I really who cares what's going on in Starkville? Vanderbilt, even though they had a good year, you just don't care. Wake Forest, Duke, that's fact. That's the way many members of the media treat Jacksonville. Drives me crazy, but it's true. 46-01, that loss was on the coach. Stopped running, especially near the end with the best kicker. Yeah. I don't know if I'm going to say the loss is 100% on the coach, but that was a mistake. He never should have called off Bashal Tootin. That guy was eating up Buffalo. And it was a little bit I'll have to go back and watch it again, but I know the quarter ended. I want to say there was a review or a big timeout, injury related. There was like a couple of gaffes that got them away from Tootin, but they should have gone back to him. And again, the two things you'll look at in that playoff loss is not kicking the field goal, going for it on fourth down. I've said this 50 times. I have no problem with that. That is Liam Cohen. He's going to go for it on fourth down again this year. Okay? You live and die with it. And by the way, everyone plays the role of fourth down, go for it, then smack your buddy next to you and say, why the hell did they go for it? I mean, that's just everyone's reaction on fourth down. I don't fault him for that. Tootin, yes, I do. Yep. No doubt. That was a mistake. I went way down and says, please don't compare football to golf ever again. I noticed that was another show. I was like, what are you talking about? You people are on some angel dust or something. Send some my way. Kidding. Actually, angel dust, man. When's the last time what was angel dust? I think it was a form of, some sort of
PCP.
Yeah, I think it produced a lot of hallucination. If that makes any sense.
I mean, it would, based on.
Yeah.
I, for some reason, thought it was similar to like tweakers, but like zombie tweakers, where they're kind of like they're walking and flowing back and forth and back and forth and back and forth.
I think it started in Haight and Ashbury, and what would happen is people would take the angel dust and they climb up to the top of telephone poles and jump off them. They'd be like, watch me, I can fly. Now, I haven't been around that for a long, long time, but even in my days tending bar, when I heard it all, I never heard angel dust. I think that kind of went away. Maybe with the Summer of Love in '67, or maybe at the close of, let's face it, the entire counterculture, which died with three things: the Manson killings in '69, Altamont in '69, the Kent State shootings, and the complete loss of angel dust.
Holler at Hacker. If you got something to say, holler at Hacker.
Hey, Hacker!
Call it, text it, drop it in the chat. Holler at Hacker. Anything and everything. Monday nights from 8 to 10 on 1010XL.
Northeast Florida isn't just where we work, it's our home. I'm Chris Campione, and when an accident turns your life upside down, you need a law firm that truly understands this community. At Campione Law, we treat our clients like neighbors, not case numbers, and you don't pay a dime unless we recover for you. From semi-truck accidents to medical malpractice and even workers' compensation, we handle it all. Visit CampioneLaw.com. Offices, Jacksonville and St. Augustine.
Count on Campione, Campione Law.
We have bigger rolls of carpet, hardwood too, laminates, hot area rugs for you. At the Carpet Man, at the Carpet Man.
Our prices are low, 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 low.
At the Carpet Man, at the Carpet Man.
Don't delay, we'll put it in next day.
At the Carpet Man, at the Carpet Man. Y'all come see us now, you hear? At the Carpet Man, at the Carpet Man.
Visit one of our mega flooring stores or go to carpetman.biz or
call 838-6705. The Carpet Man.
If you're getting estimates for replacement windows, do yourself a favor. Get one more. Prosser here. I did, and I was blown away. Cash Building Materials local team is so experienced, and they know exactly what works for Jacksonville homes at a surprising price. You owe it to yourself to see what they can do before making a decision. Before you buy windows or doors, Get a cash quote. Search Cash Building Material. Cash Building Material. Windows and doors done right.
Birthdays, anniversaries, and graduations happen year-round. That's why it's good to have Kuhn Flowers on hand to send that floral arrangement with a simple click, call, or showroom visit. This is RJ. Make Kuhn Flowers your go-to when you need to send your love.
Checkmate. I'm Braden Cecilia, founder of Checkmate Coatings.
And I'm Chester, the Checkmate King.
The two most important factors behind a great garage floor coating are the preparation and the application.
So we prepare every floor with high-performance diamond grinding pads. But just ugly diamonds, right, Brendan? If we find any nice ones, I could use some crown jewels.
Sorry, Chester. Our special grinding pads use diamonds that are too ugly for jewelry.
But they create the perfect surface to bind with our multi-layer polymer coating for years of durable performance.
You'll have to pick out jewelry on your own time, Your Highness.
The term is Your Majesty, Brendan, but I'll let it go this time.
Perfect preparation?
Check. Expert application?
Check. A gorgeous new floor that sparkles like a diamond in your garage? Checkmate!
Transforming your floors, making them great. Checkmate.
Visit checkmatecoatings.com. That's checkmatecoatings.com.
A lot of plumbing companies around here, not local anymore. They got bought out. Different owners, different priorities, and you feel it when you call. But not at Superior Plumbing and Pipelining. Superior Plumbing and Pipelining is still locally owned, still right here in Northeast Florida. No call centers, no corporate nonsense, just hardworking pros who show up, fix it right, and stand behind the job. From leaks to full pipe relining, make the superior choice when you need a plumber. Request an estimate at superiorplumbingjacks.com.
Feel a vibration in your steering wheel at highway speeds? That's not something to ignore, and a standard tire balance might not fix it. At G&H Tires and Service, they offer Road Force Balancing, an advanced system that simulates how your tire actually performs on the road to detect hidden issues. It goes beyond traditional balancing to reduce vibration, improve handling, and extend the life of your tires. Newer vehicles, especially with low-profile tires, demand this level of precision. Drive smoother. G&H Tires and Service on Beach Boulevard, where your ride gets dialed in right.
For 25 years, Instant Keys has been the go-to locksmith service for car keys, transponders, and even high-tech smart locks. For honest, professional locksmith service.
Instant Keys comes to you. 1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focus, fueled, fearless, Farah. Now, the Monahan's golden moment. Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach, your local family jewelers.
All right, we talked about it a great deal as things got started on this Monday. It is the PUP list for Cole Van Landen. So he can be pulled off that list at any time. And this is not a surprise. We actually forecasted this last week. He will begin on the PUP list. That means it's right back to Walker Little. If you had a game coming up this week, he would be your starter at right tackle. We'll see about Wyatt Milam. Will he possibly work at both guard and tackle? They may not want to do that. There's some believe an opportunity for him to take that job away from Patrick McCarry. So we will see. So that is the very latest there. Also, Zay Jones in for a visit today. No word on anything that was done contractually speaking, but former Jaguars Zay Jones in. So that is the very latest there. All right, let's get back to you. 35-25, Ballou, how are the rookie wide receivers looking? Anyone stick up? All right, we haven't seen the wide receivers since the end of mandatory minicamp. Anyone stick out? No. You know, they're both six-round guys. Cameron was a little nicked up. There were times he was off to the side. I think he's got a real chance. He could be the future punt returner. Again, my opinion here is a little bit different from others. I would just as soon have Parker Washington right there with Myers and, you know, with Brian Thomas Jr. as a wide receiver and not have him be a punt returner, okay? Even though he's so good at it, he gets dinged. And I'd hate to lose him as a punt returner. And, you know, am I saying this initially? Am I saying this week one against Cleveland? No, I'm not. But eventually, maybe you could go that way. C.J. Williams, you know, a play here and there. But when you have those other wide receivers, no, they definitely did not stick out. 28-35. Ballou, you ever play Ponte Vedra Beach or in the Inn Lagoon course? Need some intel? I have. Yes. Outstanding golf courses. You're lucky enough to get on out there, have yourself a great time. Love both of those places. There's not a golf course out there that I would not say a positive thing about. 92-47. But with the video, Charles Manson's granddaughter on what it means to be related to the cult leader, ABC News. Yeah, I watched the documentary. I actually mentioned it briefly last week. I was disappointed by it. I mean, anything that's Manson related, I'm going to eat that up immediately. And it just disappointed. It didn't teach me anything I didn't already know. And I felt it was a money grab for her, which is fine. I have no problem with anyone trying to make a buck. But her crocodile tears drove me crazy, man. I mean, everyone she's talking to, she just started crying. It's like she never knew him, never met him. You know, she's on board now for a paycheck. I thought it was below average. Unfortunately, hate to say it that way. I'm not going to do that. Nope. Angel Dust's PCP, it was around the 90s. Okay. All right. Haven't heard about it in quite some time. 9506, bold take, move Allen to the slot from time to time. Really? Good wide receiver. Is he fast enough to be in the slot? He didn't have the 4.32 speed that Tootin has. Then again, Allen, to me, I was actually surprised. I'm not saying he looked like he had lost weight. What do they have him listed at here? 6'2", 201. Wow. Yeah, I thought he played bigger a year ago than 201. I certainly thought he was bigger than Bayshell Tootin. Tootin's 5'9", 209. Allen Jr., 6'4", 201. And maybe it's just because of the fact that Allen Jr. is such an animal in pass protection that, you know, I felt that way. But I looked at him and I was like, damn, man. Has he lost weight? It looked like he was in the 190s. So I'd be surprised if they do anything along those lines, but who knows? Not the worst idea. You know, most have three backs making this team. Obviously, Rodriguez and Tootin and Allen Jr. I think it's going to be a pretty cool camp because, you know, I'll tell you, DJ Dallas, he's just not going to lay down. He's going to try to stick around. Amir Abdullah has a ton of experience as a kick returner. And if Tootin's your back, you don't want him returning kicks, right? Jamari Taylor, the undrafted rookie out of Virginia, looked really, really good. Now, I remember saying the same thing last year. I can't even think of his name now. The undrafted, he's since been released. And I can go back to the days of like Rock Armstead. I mean, backs look good when they're not being hit. Skill position players in general look good when they're not dealing with contact. So that's going to be pretty interesting. No doubt about it. But they can't sign Zay. He can't catch. This is on YouTube. He had a highly documented drop here. Same with Christian Kirk. You see Kirk's already hurt. I mean, they just broke camp in Houston, and Kirk is already out with a calf strain. Good guy, but you just can't get healthy. And another thing, you see A.J. Brown is already complaining in New England. And you know, take what you want from the quote. Of course, the Boston media is going absolutely bananas about this. But, you know, apparently A.J. Brown was asked about Drake May and the fact that May hasn't been throwing the football. A.J. Brown's response was, quote, they're not really letting him throw the ball right now, so I don't like that, end of quote. And, of course, they're like, here we go already with A.J. Brown. You know what you're getting with A.J. Brown. Okay, getting a very selfish player. You're getting an individual. Is he going to make the New England Patriots better? I would assume so. But even if you could get A.J. Brown on the cheap, I do wonder if he would fit into what this team is trying to do. We've talked a lot about Vita Vea. It was announced around 6:45 tonight that Vita Vea wants out. Okay, I am under the impression that Vita Vea will be a good teammate. Now, Liam Cohen knows him. He was there a year ago. Brian Pacucci, who they brought in as the run game coordinator offensively, knows him. He was there. Just let his contract run out. So they got guys who were there. But he's in the final year of his contract. He wants to get paid. You want to bring in a guy who wants to openly get paid. Now, a year ago, Jacoby Myers obviously wanted to get paid, and he did get paid. I don't know this, but I'm under the impression that the trade happened. They said, let's get together. Let's give you a contract extension. It was probably a verbal agreement or a nodding of the head. Let's get this done. And they did get it done. Contract situations can really hurt a football team, especially if you're a losing football team. What does this say? Ballou, Vegas probably sent the order to stop running two. And the only way I can explain it. Some people will believe that. They will. How are we doing on? Do I got to take one more break? Or we do. Actually, Hacker Nation is back. I just saw. Back from Maine, the great state of Maine. There you go. Hope he had a Maine lobster. He did. I hope so. All right. Final thoughts, man. It's camp week. It is here. It officially gets underway on Wednesday.
Live streaming from the XL Digital Studios. Brightened by Harbor Dental Care, Jacksonville's first choice for dental emergencies.
This is Jeff Middlecoff with Cogent Bank. My associate Ryan Salem and I joined Cogent Bank because we wanted to revolutionize the mortgage business, just like Cogent Bank has revolutionized the banking business. So Ryan Salem and I are able to leverage the power and stability of Cogent Bank to go out and find our clients the best investors, the best products, and the best rates in the entire country for your particular mortgage loan. Of course, you don't have to be a customer at Cogent Bank to take advantage of our mortgage services to buy or refinance your home. We offer jumbo loans, VA, FHA, conventional and investment loans. At Cogent Bank, we offer mortgages nationwide, so we can help you with a second home or help a family member who lives or is moving to another state. Call Ryan Salem or myself, Jeff Middlecoff, at Cogent Bank today, 904-442-9191, to see how we can help you with any of your mortgage loan needs, whatever or wherever they may be.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, Cogent Bank, NMLS ID 402296, Ryan Salem, NMLS ID 1182429, Jeff Middlecoff, NMLS ID 249086.
Hey, Hicken here. I couldn't be any happier than to join the George Moore Chevrolet family. When I say family, I mean it. Visit their beautiful showroom today off Atlantic Boulevard. Find out exactly what I'm talking about. No pressure, just friendly help. And whether you want a car, a truck, SUV, electric, pre-owned, you name it, George Moore Chevrolet has it. And if you can't make it over to Atlantic Boulevard, no problem. MooreChevy.com is easy to navigate as any site you will try. It's never been more easy to use. George Moore Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
Hello, First Coast. I'm sure by now you have seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We're an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We're committed to customer service, reliability, and have an unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today. From GFL, Green for Life.
Hey, this is Tony from Tony D's New York Pizza. Can you believe I've been making pizza here in Jacksonville for over 20 years? Thanks for the support and good times. We appreciate your business, and we're looking forward to another 20 years. Come out and see us at Tony D's New York Pizza, Bay Meadows and 295.
Hey, Hicken here. I want to talk skin along with my friends at Beaches Dermatology, reminding you to wear your sunscreen. Football season is back, baby. And with that, days under that bright sun. So when you load up that truck for the game day tailgate, or the chairs for your kids' flag games, or even the boat heading downtown to watch our Jags, make sure you bring the screen. Sunscreen, that is. It's a must here in Duval. But if you have any concerns right now, give Beaches Dermatology a call online at beachesdermatology.com.
America's turning 250, and Superior Fence and Rail is celebrating in true red, white, and blue style. For a limited time, save $250 on your new fence. Give your home the freedom, security, and curb appeal it deserves. Celebrate America with a fence built to last. Offer valid on new contracts for 100 linear feet or more. Cannot be combined with other offers.
When you're on the fence, about a fence, SuperiorFenceandRail.com.
Hicken here. See clearly with the Eye Associates and trusted optometrists Zachary Boskool and Alice LaFlamme. From comprehensive eye exams, dry eye care, glaucoma management, diabetic eye care, and more, Dr. Boskool and Dr. LaFlamme are dedicated to protecting your vision. Immediate availability at all 5 Jacksonville locations. Schedule today with Dr. Boskool and Dr. LaFlamme by calling the Eye Associates, formerly Ballou Associates, Schneider Eye and Wellness Center, and Janet Betchkel, MD at 296-0098.
Tired of changing out bad sod year after year? Get it done right with Roundtree Sod. Big or small, they have it, and always supplied farm fresh. For a lush, legendary green lawn, call 7414-SOD for a free estimate. 7414-SOD.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
All right, final moments.
The 2-minute drill is driven by nobody but Nimnik. Nimnik Chevrolet on Cassett Avenue and Nimnik Buick GMC on Phillips Highway.
Got a little bit of a Who. Early Who. Mid-60s, late 60s type Who.
They're one of the bands you like, right?
Oh, love the Who.
Yeah.
Only 2 of the 4 originals still around, but they were huge. Part of that whole transition.
Listen to a lot of Aerosmith when I was up in Boston in the New England area last week. Aerosmith
Really?
seemed to be big in the household that I was in.
They are, but they're like my 4th favorite band from Boston.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, the Cars are number 1. Jake Giles.
Okay.
Number 2. And Boston.
Ah, that makes sense.
Well, Boston.
Yeah.
So then I put the Bad Boys from Boston in number 4 at Aerosmith. So you have a good time in Maine.
I did. Really enjoyed it, man. I totally get why people like to go up there in the summer months. I've spent a lot of time in the winter up there, and that's very cold and not a lot of fun. But my goodness, Maine, New Hampshire, Massachusetts last week was an absolute blast.
Well, you picked the right time of year to go there. You don't want to go over the holidays. It's brutally cold, and it gets nice in the fall with the change of the leaves and all that, but it gets a little brisk. I'd rather have the hot, which we're going to get starting Wednesday at Jaguars training.
Jaguars training camp will be a blast. I did want to mention to you before we go into the Jaguars, I thought about you when I got up there, went to see the Portland Sea Dogs, which is a AA affiliate of the Red Sox, with their own little green monster.
How about that?
To the extent they have the Citgo sign out there. There's not a Citgo there, but the sign is there. It was a very, very cool setup that the Portland Sea Dogs have.
Man, that's very cool. Dan Duquette, former general manager of the Boston Red Sox, he's the one that allowed Roger Clemens to slip away, lived in the same hometown where I was born and raised. And I didn't know this until I came back from Jacksonville years and years and years ago. Built the Little League Stadium and has a green wall.
Oh, is that right?
Imagine being an 11 or 12-year-old kid playing Little League baseball and having a left field Fenway wall while playing Little League.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. This green monster was cool, and it was right next to the arena where the Maine Celtics play. So I was really getting the Portland-Boston experience in downtown Portland, Maine.
Dan Duquette put that together, put some money into it, so that's always appreciated back where I am from. All right, your first show back. What do you got going on?
Oh, my gosh. I mean, everything that transpired since the last time I've been on. LeBron's a 76er. John Summerall, a big story in media days. And as you mentioned, It's here. Jaguar training camp. Got our credentials today. You and I, along with a lot of others at 1010XL, will be down there on Wednesday morning. Really looking forward to it. And a lot of questions about training camp that we're going to hopefully have answers for you in the coming days. We're going to open up the phone lines tonight, 904-641-1010. A little holler at Hacker.
Ooh.
Expectations, excitement, a level of excitement for you, the Jaguar fan, as training camp gets underway in about 36 hours.
Have a blast. Welcome back.
Thanks, Rick.
There he is. Again, he's going to take your calls. How about that? That is coming up right now here on 1010XL and 92.5 FM. All right, that's going to wrap it up for us on this Monday. My goodness. Ton of you got in tonight. It's always appreciated. Try to respond to about all of you. I always do. But sometimes so many come in, and that's always a very good thing. So we got tomorrow night. Ryan O'Halloran's going to join us. I got a couple of other things that I've been trying to get into. Hopefully we'll get there tomorrow night. Then Wednesday morning, it is training camp for the Jaguars over at the Miller Electric Center. That'll do it. Thank you to Jared Justice. My name is Rick Ballou. Enjoy your Monday night. We'll talk tomorrow at 6 o'clock.
I'm dancing. Let's go. Gotta love this, don't you? I like this kind of party. I love you, man. You can't do this when something wrong with you. That's still in the world.